Also, I'm really sorry if my stomach gargles a little bit. I get this, like, I think it's called subgastric burping, but I'm not sure. It basically is when, like, you can't burp properly. Like, it sounds so strange if you don't know it, but those who have this will know what I mean. But basically, my burps don't like come out of my mouth like a normal person. It like the air gets expelled normally, whereas I pretty much always have these like internal croaking type burps. They kind of like make it sound like I'm a frog. It causes a lot of indigestion. Apparently you can get Botox like in your throat, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But you can get some sort of like Botox to help this subgastric burping, but I need to research it. So, long story short, or slow story short, if you hear slightly strange croaks, that's all that is, and I'm sorry. um, yeah, so anyway, like I was saying, I wanted to slow down this video, slow down the pace at which I talk, because I have a tendency to do everything in my life so quickly, so unnecessarily quickly, even when I am not in a rush. So, literally everything. And I think before I became chronically ill and disabled, that was my norm for so long. For so long, I would do everything so quickly. I would walk so quickly, especially like if I was in a rush. But even when I wasn't in a rush, I'd get so annoyed at slow walkers, so annoyed. Whereas now, because I have become disabled, I physically cannot walk quickly, and so that option has obviously been taken away from me, and I have realised how quick I used to walk unnecessarily, and also how far so high. I was so fatigued. That's been the worst part of it all. I'm always so exhausted and fatigued. But essentially, that is still under investigation. I don't know what's causing it. I've been referred to a cardiologist, referred to speak to a cardiologist, but NHS waiting times are crazy at the moment, so I will likely be waiting until probably at least the end of this year. The end of this year to see that cardiologist, to see what's going on with my heart. And yeah, so I've been to and from the doctors so many times for my heart problems. It took them quite a while to actually refer me to a cardiologist in the first place, because my heart rate was over 100 obviously, so they class that as an emergency. So they've been trying to send me to A&E again and again, which I'm not having it. Long story, but I'm very... If I know that I'm getting dismissed and fobbed off, I'm very forthright with my doctors. I'm quite a pushy person in general. Not obviously rudely, but if I feel like a doctor's just fobbing me off, I will tell them, and I will tell them what I want from the situation, and 9 times out of 10, that gets me what I want. And in this case, I finally got to refer to a cardiologist, which is what I wanted. But the point with all of that being, I am suffering with medical burnout so badly at the moment. So, because obviously I have my endo, and now these are issues that are still under investigation. There's a lot of medical admin, a lot of picking prescriptions up, a lot of phoning up doctors, chasing people. I moved doctors as well recently because just for so many reasons, I don't want to get into them, but I moved doctors is a job. I treat it like a job, and it requires a level of work for me at least, where it takes up at least, I would say at least 20 hours per week just on creating my videos for social media. So essentially I've been quite burnt out from that, but I'm trying like a new kind of routine and schedule where I am batch making my content, so like filming a few videos and editing a few videos per day, but not every single day. So maybe like 3 or 4 days per week I will film and edit my videos, my content, and then I have 3 days per week where I don't film any social media content, so I can just still post, but I don't have to film and I don't have to edit, which is definitely improving my mental health, because it was just getting too much, and although technically my social media isn't making enough money for it to be classed as a full-time or even really a part-time job, I still treat it like a job because technically it is kind of my job. So you would never usually recommend someone to be working like 7 days a week. You need that time away from work, you need that time to rest. So I find that now my work-life balance is improving, but that was for